Fellas, how do you feel about Russia? Do you trust Russia 100%? I know a lot of people do. I mean, do we have reasons to trust Russia? I mean, I understand why people will trust Russia, because Russia has no story of colonization on Africans. Okay, so if you want to know, like they say, what somebody would do in the future, in most cases, just look at what they've done in the past, right? If somebody is a rapist, you're not going to leave him with your daughter, even if he converts and become a pastor from a church. Well, you probably won't do that. I mean, you're going to be like, okay, if somebody's a thief, you probably won't let him stay alone and wait for you in your house while you go buy bread. You know what I'm saying? Now, Russia doesn't have a history of colonizing Africans. That's perhaps one of the reasons why Africans tend to trust Russia. But is that the only reason why you should completely trust somebody? Well, Kenya has formally accused Russia of involvement in trafficking and recruitment of Kenyan nationals into the military. This is scary. Kenya has accused Russia of recruiting people from Kenya, and once you recruit them, you send them to war. This is crazy stuff. Kenya is very angry at Russia right now. Okay, so Kenyan nationals are being forced into the military, you know, some of whom were later captured in Ukraine while fighting for Russian forces. So basically, Ukraine has presented to Kenya some of the people. Say, we're finding some of your people here. We decided not to unalive them, but why are they here? What's going on? Are you supporting Russia? Well, Kenya said, well, we were neutral in your war. We don't understand what's happening. So they did some investigation. Foreign Affairs Principal Secretary Korir Songay, sorry I murdered that name, respect Mr. Korir Songay, confirmed that Kenya is investigating cases of Kenyan trafficked in Russia under false pretense and coerced into military services. So some people are being lied to in Kenya, like we got jobs for you over there. Come to Russia, you're going to work and be happy. You know, I mean, a lot of people dream of Europe. You know, I know Russia is Asia and Europe at the same time, but many Africans just dream of going to a foreign land. They think life is just much better over there. And many Kenyans also, it's not their fault. Sometimes you have no job. You have family to feed. You have kids. You have, I don't know, you know, you need to do whatever you can do to have a better life. And if you hear that you could get a job somewhere else in Russia where you can make more money than you ever made in Kenya, why wouldn't you seize the opportunity? So there's a case of this man named Ivan Kibet, an athlete. He was captured. This man right here, athlete from Kenya, was captured in Ukraine by the Ukrainian 57 Motorized Infantry Brigade in Kharkiv. Okay, now in a video interview, Kibet revealed that he had traveled to Russia as a tourist and was tricked into signing documents in Russian, which turned out to be military enlistment.
I went there as a visitor. After one day was remaining for me to go back to Kenya, this guy who received me in Russia asked me, Evans, how do you see Russia? I tell him, Russia is good. He asked me, will you like to stay here? I say, yes, but the problem is that my visa is expired. I didn't know it was a military job. So he told me, sign here, sign here. After finishing signing, he took my passport and my phone and say, I will bring back to you. And that is how everything went wrong.
So he went to Russia for some other purposes and as a tourist, and for some reason they made him sign documents in Russia which he doesn't understand. He didn't know it was military recruitment. His passport and cell phone were confiscated and he was transported to a military camp, trained for 1 week on how to use weapons. I mean, how do you go fight Ukrainians after training for 1 week? And he was sent to the front line. I mean, we know that Russians have recruited soldiers and civilians from prisons because they need the manpower to go to Ukraine. It's been years. People are being unalive, so they need So would it be crazy that they're trying to get Africans to go fight the war? It's a possibility. You can't say no, my brother. You don't know. You don't know. It's a possibility. Kenya Foreign Affairs Principal Secretary Korir Songay, I'm sorry again for murdering his name, confirmed investigation into at least 4 cases of Kenyans trafficked to Russia and now are held prisoners of war in Ukraine. So Ukraine is saying, look at what Russia is doing. I mean, you guys are supporting them. You're not voting against them, at least at the United Nations. Look, Kenyans are here. Do you know these Kenyans? Kenya's embassy in Moscow and diplomatic team are working with the Russians and Ukrainian authorities to verify identities and ensure consular support. Now that's what it is, fellas. So we have many questions here, okay? The question is, this guy, Tibet, the sportman, did he know or didn't he know that he was going to war? I'm just asking. Because, I mean, let's face it, sometimes you may be broke enough and say, you know what, maybe let me just do war for a little bit and make some money and go resolve the issues that I have right now. I mean, this is quick money. I'm just going to make sure that I hide enough so I don't die. And then you get there, you get arrested, and I mean, before they unalive you say, listen, I don't know nothing. I wasn't even part of this. They made me sign documents I don't even understand.
Didn't know it was a military job. So he told me, sign here, sign here. After finishing signing, he took my passport and my phone and say, I will bring back to you. And that is how everything went wrong.
Like, how do they make you sign a document? Why was he signing document again? I'm asking. They say he went for tourism, right? He was a tourist. They made him sign document in Russia. Why was he signing documents? Well, you only sign documents if you are agreeing on something, or maybe if you were arrested for something and they have to release you, right? Well, he hasn't spoken about being arrested, but he's saying that he was there as a tourist and all of a sudden they made him sign document in Russian, which he doesn't understand. And cell phone was taken and sent to a camp for training. I feel like the story is a little bit clock. It's not straight. It's corners. Well, you went as a tourist and all of a sudden they made you sign document? For what? What document were you signing, my brother? Now, could he have said yes to the opportunity? Let me go to war. I'm not going to fight, but if they want to capture me, I'll say that I don't know nothing about the story, my brother. I can't even speak Russian. Why would I be beefing with you people from Ukraine? I don't even know you like that. Because that would save him. I mean, imagine you are from Ukraine and you stop a guy from Kenya, right, fighting you guys, and you ask him, why are you here? He says, I came here because I love Russia. And the other option, he says, no, I didn't come here to war. I came as a tourist. They forced me. In which option would you spare him? Tell me. When he says, I came here because I love Russia, I wanted to take you out. Or he says, I didn't know, they brought me here by force. In which case will you give him a chance to survive? The second case, obviously. It's a strategic thing. Congratulations, big up my coffee for our brother from Kenya. I mean, I'm not confirming that's what he did, but I think if he thought this way, I mean, what are the potential position of survival in a condition like that? Saying that I came to fight you people, or saying I didn't know? Clear. So in Kenya, they have conducted investigations. So this is not a lie, because some people have been arrested in Kenya for trafficking. A man named Edward Kamau Gutugu, a Kenyan accused of coordinating travel logistics and recruitment. So some dude in Kenya named Edward Kamau Gitugu has been coordinating and making logistics available and recruitments to get people from Kenya and outside. Are you telling me this person doesn't know what these people are going to be doing in Russia? Or maybe he didn't know. There's another man named Mikhail Laipin, a Russian national linked to a scheme of allegedly operating from Russian embassy in Nairobi. Though arrested, the embassy denies deportation and claims that he was only questioned. Now, this is not the first time, fellas, because many countries have complained about such situation. Victims from Somalia, Sierra Leone, Togo, Cuba, Sri Lanka are also being held in Ukraine as prisoners of war because they say that they were not planning to go to Russia to go fight. It's just for other things. Now, do you think Russia really is playing dirty like this? It's a possibility. You don't know. Don't be a super fan because you never know what people may do. But also, do you think maybe it's a lie? It's just a way to survive? Well, it's also a possibility, isn't it? I want to know from you. Right now, there's a diplomatic fallout between Kenya and Russia because Kenya is investigating the recruitment agencies and foreign actors. The scandal has strained the relationship with Russia and raised alarm across Africa. Now, does this surprise you? I mean, Mr. Ruto has always been pro-West, so that doesn't surprise people very much. Would they have a reason why they would want to create a story to criminalize Russia? It's a possibility. Clearly, if you want to be looked into a good way by Donald Trump, some of the way to do it is to demonize Russia. Well, let me just remind you here that Mr. Ruto's government will be paying hundreds of thousands of dollars to some dude in America to make sure Donald Trump's policy towards Kenya remains positive. In the meantime, there are many doctors in Kenya that don't have adequate salaries. They are crying. You know, they want to raise and nobody cares about that. But some dude, one person is getting hundreds of thousands of dollars per month to just speak to Trump and make sure he lobbies for Kenya. Let me know how you feel about this. So that Kenya has a reason to demonize Russia. Well, it's a possibility. Now, is Russia really doing this thing? It's also a possibility. I want to know what you think about this, fellas. Always a great pleasure. God bless.